Welcome back for Chapter 7 in our Preparatory Math Topics for Power Engineering course. And this is going to be the last chapter of this course, and it's going to contain 4 objectives. In this chapter, we're going to take a further look from Chapter 6 and take a look at the areas and volumes of some solid figures. So our 4 objectives for this chapter, first, will be the conversion between commonly used volume units, and we covered all of that in Chapter 1, so that'll be a very quick objective. Number 2, we'll calculate the volume of a rectangular prism, and of course define exactly what a prism is. Number 3, calculate the surface area and volume of a cylinder. And then finally, number 4, calculate the surface area and volume of a sphere. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Objective 1, which will be a very short one, just reviewing some work that we did back in Chapter 1, which is going to be the conversion between commonly used volume units. So volume is 3 dimensions. We have length, we have breadth or width if you prefer, and we also have depth or height if you prefer. So when we multiply all 3 dimensions together, we get volume. The SI unit for volume is meters cubed or cubic meters if you prefer. Now all volume is simply the amount of space that an object occupies, or something like a fluid, liquid, gas, etc. occupies within a container. And they're the applications that we use for this. Now, any shape, or I should say any solid, can be found in terms of volume by multiplying the surface area by its depth. That's all we need to do basically, the area of the shape multiplied by its depth. So, here are our volume conversions. We know that meters cubed is simply meters times meters times meters, and we've seen then how that works for millimeters, centimeters, kilometers cubed. So for example, to convert millimeters cubed to meters cubed, that would be milli times milli times milli. Millis 10 to the minus 3, and using the first law of our laws of indices, the product rule, we basically add all those indexes up. So it's minus 3 plus minus 3 plus minus 3, which gives us minus 9. We've covered all of this back in Chapter 1, so we should be okay with these conversions by this point in the course. If you're not, please go back to Chapter 1 and review that material before you come back here and have another go at it. There are also some conversions I'm going to refer you to in your academic supplement for things like fluids, and that's how a 1 meter cubed is 1,000 litres, or something like a 1 US gallon is 3.78 litres. Now this sort of information here can be found on page 3 of your academic supplement, where we have our metric units down the left and our imperial units down the right. And of course we then have our conversion factors in the middle there of how we can jump from one to other. When working with volume, this is really the only reference page that we're going to need. So let's have a go then at self-test 1, and let's see if we can convert from one unit to another in terms of volume. If you're feeling confident with these, then have a go at them first before you come back and see me for the solutions. And then hopefully you've got them all right. If you are struggling, again, go back to Chapter 1 and have a work on them, then come back and have a go at this. So take a break for a moment, have a go at this self-test 1, then come back and see me for the solutions. So here are the answers for self-test 1. For question A, we need to convert 0.5 meters cubed into centimeters cubed. So basically, we're going from meters cubed to centimeters cubed, so we need to work out how many decimal shifts is that going to be. Well, centimeters cubed is centi times centi times centi, which is minus 2 plus minus 2 plus minus 2, which gives us a 10 to the minus 6 if we were going from centimeters to meters. But we're now going the other way. So we now need to shift this decimal place 6 places to the right. So we could write our answer down as simply 0.5 times 10 to the plus 6 centimeters cubed. If you want that as an actual number, then if we take our 0.5 and we throw some zeros in here, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which gives us 500,000 centimeters cubed. So in other words, 0.5 meters cubed is 500,000 centimeters cubed. But again, I wouldn't bother writing it like this. I would just get used to using your exponentials. So I'd express it as 0.5 times 10 to the power of 6. For question B, 0.12 millimeters cubed into centimeters cubed. So first of all, how far is millimeters cubed in terms of our exponential? Well, that's milli times milli times milli, which is 3 lots of minus 3. So millimeters cubed is 10 to the minus 9. Well, what's centimeters cubed? That's centi times centi times centi. So centimeters cubed is 3 lots of minus 2. That's minus 6. So I'm going from minus 9 to minus 6, which means I'm going to shift the decimal place 3 places. And which way do we need to shift it? Well, if we're going to centimeters cubed, the unit is getting bigger. So I need to shift this to the left. So it's going to be 0.12 times 10 to the minus 3 centimeters cubed. And there is our answer here for part B. Very, very similar stuff this is to what we were looking at back in chapter 1, where we simply had to work out what our indices were for our units and then simply apply them to our decimal shift jumps. So hopefully you're okay here with A and B and you get the idea. If not, then again, please have a go at chapter 1 here also, just to review this material. Let's move on. So for part C here, 2,500 inches cubed into feet cubed. Or we could say, of course, 2,500 cubic inches into cubic feet. So in terms of this one then, we need the conversion figure in our academic supplement on page 3. So because we want to go from inches to feet, we need something to give us that. Well, hopefully you can see here in your academic supplement, I'm looking at 1 foot cubed is equal to 1,728 inches cubed. That's a factor that, or a conversion if you like, that I have in my academic supplement. Now unfortunately I don't have this conversion factor on my calculator, so I'm going to have to use the one in the academic supplement. So if 1,728 inches cubed is 1 cubic foot, how many cubic feet are in 2,500 inches cubed? Well, the way we can do this is to use this number of 1728, and we've only got 2 choices to how we use it. We either multiply with it or we divide by it. So the way I can do this then is say that my cubic feet is going to be equal to my 2,500 and divide this by 1728. If we type this in our calculator, 2,500 divided by 1728, we get 1.447 feet cubed, or cubic feet. And there's my answer. When using any of these conversion factors in the supplement, we only have 2 ways of using them, divide or multiply. Hopefully it's somewhat intuitive here that you have to divide with it, not multiply out. Okay, let's look at the last one here for part D, 45 meters cubed into cubic feet. So once again, in the academic supplement, we need to find the conversion factor. So in the middle, towards the bottom of that first section, we should be able to find that 1 meter cubed is equal to 35.3 cubic feet. That's the conversion factor that I'm working with. So if 1 meter cubed is 35.3 cubic feet, well then 45 meters cubed would have to be equal to 45 times that. So my cubic feet will be equal to my 35.3 multiplied this time by my 45. If we multiply this through on my calculator, 35.3 multiplied by 45, this gives me 1,588.5 cubic feet. And there's the answer there to that conversion. Hopefully you find these pretty straightforward. And again, you just simply have to use your academic supplements and then decide whether you are dividing or multiplying to get our answers. So that's it really for objective 1 of this chapter. Very straightforward. And as I said, we've done all of this before back in chapter 1. So please give this a good review. Being able to move between units is an absolute core fundamental skill for a power engineer or any engineer for that matter. So give this little section a bit of a quick review from chapter 1, and then when you're ready, let's move on and get into some new stuff for objective 2.